Welcome to the 24-25 season of the League of All Leagues. Um, we started this year off with the draft full of bold strategies and bold idiots. Um, this year, the big question is, will our gender fluid champion get their third straight championship in a row? Not if our all-powerful commissioner has anything to say about it. After he swindled him out of an earlier pick, draft night. But that wasn't the highlight of that evening. No, the big moment for draft night belongs to our newest owner, Team Triple Threat. When Not So Learned Kearns took his third tight end in the fourth round. We'll see how that pans out for him this season. But let's get right down into it. Our matchups for week one. First up, we got Bros versus Frank. Fark, he's got pretty good pass catchers. With both Browns, one of them being a Saint. However, the Duty Bros, they got the runs. With Barkley taking a deuce all over those Packers last night, putting up 3 tutties. And he's got the young Jet and Brees Hall. It's a lot of runs for Frank to clean up. It's a tough matchup, but I think the big difference maker is going to be that 3 TD night out of Saquon. That's a lot of points to overcome. Sorry, fuck 24, but the Duty Bros take a deuce on you. Next up, we got Fox versus Pastor. I want to break out the good old classic Sean's team stinks, but the Stinky Team Award belongs to another owner this season, and we'll get more to that later on. But with this matchup, I think it's pretty straightforward, barring that the Jets don't pull out some kind of crazy shutout over the 49ers. Our bi-curious champion comes out on top of this matchup after being a power bottom all summer long. Next matchup, we got Figo versus the Chewies. Figo's a nice boy, but he had a hard time pronouncing some of the players he's drafted draft night. And I think he's going to have an even harder time going up against the Chewies. So, sorry, Mr. Fiocco, but you're going to start the season off out with an L. Next matchup, we got Joe versus Mac. Lucky for Joe, Mac's team is about as tasteful as Joe's jokes. They're pretty bad. So's Mac's team. As much as it pains me to say it, Joe starts the season out with a win, but don't get too excited because we all know that Joe's going to fuck this up. And then last but not least, we have the matchup of the week. We have Not So Learned Kearns and Joyce. There's been a lot of smack talk between these two former roommates, now bitter rivals. Kearns thought he was the smartest man in the draft room. However, he drafted in a room by himself, so that's not putting too much to it. Yeah, that's where he cooked up the scheme to draft 2 tight ends while keeping one. I don't know how that's going to work. He followed that up by drafting back-to-back rookies. And the topper tried trading for a third quarterback. Unsuccessfully, I add. So he just drafted one instead. So, my stinky team title belongs to Not So Learned Currents. And Joyce comes out with a convincing win. That's all I have for you this week, boys. Chewy-wees over everyone.